Hi, Izzy. Haven't seen you in forever. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hi, Carrie. Before we get started, as we wait for people, hey, Emma, go ahead and throw up in the comments what you did this weekend, or this last weekend. It was a 3-day weekend. Did anyone get to do anything fun this weekend over your 3-day weekend? No school on Monday. Did you guys have school on Friday too? I don't remember if you guys had a 4-day weekend or a 3-day weekend. I forget. Or I guess it just depends on when you actually did your homework. Yes, I did see that you did that, Jade. I was very confused. Slept in. Awesome. Hi, Jade. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Lindsay. So this weekend, I'm going to talk about what I did because I thought it was cool. You went to the thrift store. Yes, it was amazing. So I went to Arizona. My brother lives there. And so I got to go there with my family, and things in Arizona are open. So it was amazing. Oh, Riley got to go golfing. That's awesome. So we, got to go on a date with just me and my husband. It was the first time we've been away from the kids in like 9 weeks or whatever it's been. So it was super awesome. What else did we do? We got to go in the Colorado River and all sorts of fun things. So I had a great time. You put hot dogs on people's cars and threw them at people. I'm sure they loved that, Jade. Sounds like a great decision to do that. So as we wait for more people to hop on, go ahead and throw up anything else you guys did in the comments. I'd love to hear about your time. Riley, were there a lot of restrictions on what you could do? I have a friend that went golfing and like you weren't able to rake the sand trap. You couldn't have a golf cart. It was all sorts of crazy. So did you actually enjoy it, or was it just like I got to hit a golf ball? So while we wait for some more people to log on, let's see if I can get someone to go live with me. Let's see. I'm a little nervous about this, but let's see if she can come on with me, Jade. Jade. You can't take the sand, but you can get carts. Oh, good. Riley, why don't you jump on and tell us a little bit more about that? So come on, Riley. I'd love to have you join. Hey!
Hi.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. How was golf?
It was good. We played like the past 2 weekends.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's not super crowded either, which is nice.
Did you wear matching outfits with your family? That's the question.
No, I did not. That ship has sailed.
Dang it. I wish you wore matching outfits. What else did you do? Did you do anything else exciting?
Not really. Sort of just hung out. I went on a hike today and went to the driving range. But
what hike did you guys do?
There's one in Carp. It's called Franklin's Trail, and it's right above Carp High School. And there's cool. No one there. So
awesome. Yeah. That is super cool. I'm going to have you do some trivia to see how you do on this. So It's going to be true or false. So as soon as you get one wrong, then
I'm out. Got it.
So are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You are more likely to be legally executed than killed by lightning. True or false?
True.
True. That is true. According to the National Safety Council, your lifetime odds of dying from legal execution are 1 in 119,000. Did you know that?
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yes, Riley. Parker has the night off. He'll hop on though, but yes, I am doing the message today. You only use 10% of your brain.
False.
False. It is false. The fact has been thrown around for so long that many people are stunned to learn it's just not true. Just so you know. More than half of all pilots admit to sleeping on the job.
Ooh. True?
True, yeah. In 2000, and that's scary. In 2013, a study of European airline pilots, a whopping 56% admitted to sleeping in the cockpit.
Ooh, that's not good.
Good thing we're not flying right now. The average person spends 5 years waiting in line in their lifetime.
False.
False. There is no evidence to support it. That's what it says. Then by age 3, rich kids have heard 30 million more words than very poor kids.
False.
Nope, it's true.
Oh.
Kids from families on welfare hear an average of 616 words per hour compared to 2,153 words per hour in the most well-off families. Good to know, huh? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay, Miss Riley, well, it was good to see you.
You too.
I will see you later. Adios, abuelos. Oh, wait, Riley. Ah, dang it. It's Riley's birthday on Saturday. I forgot. Who else wants to hop on? Let's see. Jack, are you there? Do you want to come on, Jack? Let's see if I can get him. No, Jack. Where's Jack? Where'd he go? Let's see. Jack works for Starbucks, so let's have him tell us. Hey, Jack.
How's it going?
Good. Tell us about your Starbucks. How's it going?
It's going good. We're getting busy. Memorial Day weekend was nuts. A lot of people were out and about, which was good. Businesses are slowly but surely getting back to normal downtown.
Are people allowed in the store yet?
So I found out. My cat wants to say hello. He kept rubbing the
Hello, cat.
phone.
What's his name?
No. So this is Henry. So let's see if I can flip it. This is Henry,
the cat.
And there's Ollie over there laying down.
Very awesome.
Could be good.
Hello.
No,
Henry.
so my boss's boss's boss. So like 3 bosses up above my boss.
Yeah.
Showed up and was checking out our store to see if we could possibly reopen. And because we could only have a max of like 5 people in the store at one given time, he says it's not worth reopening our store until like phase 3 or 4. And so it'll be a while before my store reopens up to the public.
Do you just have like the table right at the front, so you like have to walk up?
Yeah.
And like get it? Okay. And only mobile order?
No, we are taking cash. We are because we aren't opening up our lobby, we are moving literally one of our registers to the front door so that you can order with cash and card if need be. So it's easier on the customers as well.
Yeah, definitely. I always would forget to like order it ahead of time, so I'd be sitting there mobile ordering it, and then it would take forever. It was a whole thing. Anyway, are you ready for some trivia?
I stay ready for trivia.
Yes. So only true or false?
Okay.
Only 5% of people wash their hands properly after using a public restroom.
True.
False.
What?
Wait. No, it is true. I'm sorry. It is true. A 2013 study published in the Journal of Environmental Health revealed that only 5% of people wash their hands for a full 20 seconds, which we know now, hey, Gabby, because we are in Crazy Town, that is what the CDC recommends. And then, okay, 1 in every 200 men on Earth is descended from Genghis Khan.
I want to say false. I think it's 1 in every 200 men in Asia, not in the world.
Oh, no, it says true.
True.
The 13th century Mongolian warrior is not only conquered many villages, but also took plenty of lovers, apparently. Good to know, huh? I think Parker's on. Hey, Parker. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more. 50% of wealth on planet Earth is controlled by 1% of the population.
I want to say false because I feel like it's more.
Do you have a wind chime? I hear a wind chime.
Yeah, there's wind chimes everywhere in my backyard. Like one right there, one right there. I'm going to say false.
It is true, unfortunately. I'm sorry. You lose. It is. The top wealthiest 1% control half of all assets worldwide, while the bottom 71% control just 3% of the wealth. Well, Jack, it was good to see you, sir. I will see you next time. I'm going to see if Rich, will you come live, Rich? Because Rich is really, really smart, if you guys didn't know this. You declined. Rich, I want to know what your 23andMe said. Come back, Rich. Come back. Ah, fine. Parker, come on with me. Let's see if you can get on with us. Jack is still here. Let's see. Hey, are you
What's up?
Are you in your
What's
van?
that?
Are you in your van?
I'm in my van. London and I, we are eating hamburgers.
Oh, sorry.
We
Are
are
you on
sitting-
a date?
We're sitting in a Gold Coast, their church's parking lot, because it has a gorgeous view. I'll show you.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh, that is pretty.
Everyone, that's Doug Colby's father's machine, just so everyone knows.
That is
His dad
true.
designed that machine.
Yeah, and invented it and all that fun stuff. Hey, Grant.
What's up,
London,
Grant?
are you guys on a date? Where are your kids?
Yes, we're on a date.
Oh, this is a
All of
fun
you.
date.
We were like, oh, let's go out on a date Wednesday and watch On Mission.
That
Whole
sounds
cast. And so,
so romantic.
Very
Yeah.
romantic.
hey, I love it. I like being with you guys, so it's fun.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Amy,
Okay.
ask us true or false questions. We're a team.
Yes. Humans share 95% of their DNA with bananas.
False.
False.
It is true. Humans share more than 95% of their DNA with some primates, but only 60% with bananas.
Amy, do you have a photo of you in the banana costume?
I'd have to find it, but yeah.
Darn it. Banami, right? Is that what we call
Banami,
it?
yeah.
Banami. That's so good. Ask us another. We want another.
Well, okay. The greater Tokyo area has a bigger population than Canada.
True.
True.
That is true. With 37.8 million people living in Tokyo metro area as of 2016.
Do you like big cities, Amy, or is that terrifying for you?
So when Jonathan and I first got married, we got married in Long Beach. So we thought we were going to be like big city folk, because I grew up in Orange County and all that stuff. But now, no, I don't like it.
And now you're starting a junior farm. So
Yeah, now I have chickens, and Cora asked if we get a pig and all sorts of fun stuff. So, yeah, no, I'm a farm town kind of person now.
Yeehaw.
There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way galaxy.
False.
false.
That is true. With more
Wow.
than 3 trillion, yes, 3 trillion trees on Earth, they outnumber the 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way by quite a large margin. That's not a good one. 15% of all daily Google searches have never been searched before.
True.
It is true. With billions of pages on the net, it's hard to believe that there's anything out there that Google hasn't seen before. Yes,
Wow.
full 15% of all daily Google searches have never been performed before.
Wow.
Well, okay, one more.
Yeah, give us one
Are
more.
you guys ready for this?
We're ready. We're
Can go
gonna
back
we're
to
gonna
your-
eat our burgers when we're done and watch you preach. We're excited. Get ready to go.
Yeah. There are more libraries in the U.S. than McDonald's.
I would hope so.
Let's say each city has a library, right? Let's say true.
No.
True. Yes,
False.
you're right.
Oh.
Woo!
Parker was right. Let's call this one a win for bookworms. It says, as of 2017, there were more libraries in the U.S. than McDonald's restaurants.
Wow.
You know what?
Yay.
This
That's
is
hope.
proof there's a God, Amy.
There's
There's hope in
hope
the world still.
For our lives right now. Okay, dear friends, have fun on your date. Enjoy
Thanks.
the
Bye.
view.
Can't wait to hear you preach, Amy.
Hi, Parker's wife is what it says. Awesome. That's London and Parker. They're on a date in their van. Super cool. Awesome. So before we jump into our passage, we have a couple announcements for you guys. So senior friends, my seniors, super bummed that you guys don't get your official graduation. If you're a senior on here, have your schools announced anything yet of what you guys are doing? I'm just curious if the schools have announced anything of when your graduation, seniors. But seniors, we have something for you because we want to celebrate you and all your accomplishments. So on June 7th, which is a Sunday, from 11:30 to 2, we're going to do a drive-through graduation celebration. So normally for our seniors, we do a dinner or a lunch and we have so much fun, but we're going to do a drive-through graduation celebration. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a taco guy and we will have some fun stuff to give you. Your leaders will be there. So you should plan on coming to that. Also, we are doing the book of John right now. So we are reading through on the Bible app the book of John. I would love to invite you to be a part of that if you aren't right now. We do it every day. You can log on to the Bible app. It'll tell you which chapter to read, and then you can comment and talk to people. And it's awesome. So you should do that. So before we jump into that, what do you guys like to do with your friends pre-COVID, or once, if COVID didn't exist, what do you guys like to do with your friends? Yes, the gospel according to John is what we're reading. So today we're going to be in John 9. If you have your Bible handy, I'd love for you to open it up and go there. So what do you guys like to do with your friends? What do you do with them when you're not locked on lockdown? Anyone? BC, before COVID. That's true. What do you guys do? I know Netflix, obviously, the beach, go to a movie, go camping, go on hikes, all sorts of fun things, right? So when you do those things, what is a way that you get to know the people that you're doing those things with? Spike ball, yeah, Grant, that's a good one. You hug, yes, we miss hugs. What kind of stuff do you do to get to know them while you do those events? Because obviously you're not just sitting there like staring at each other. You wouldn't get to know each other very well, right? You talk, right? Isn't that how you get to know each other? You tell stories. You can do that from 6 feet apart, but it's not as fun. It's more fun to like hang out with people and sit in coffee shops and all that kind of fun stuff. But we hang out, we get to know each other, we talk, we tell stories, we talk about other people's stories, we process things that are going on. That's how we get to, yes, we have good conversations, chit chat, we talk about things that don't even matter. Just that's how we get to know one another, is by spending time with one another and talking. And so that's the reason that we're going through John right now, is because we are going to spend time learning how Jesus lived his life. So we're reading about Jesus's life from this guy named John. So by spending time and listening to him and listening to his stories about Jesus, we're able to learn more about Jesus. We're able to see how he responded, how he acted, how he talked to people, what he did, when he ate, when he slept, when he went and prayed. Like, we're able to learn so much more about him by reading about his life. Do you guys have ever had the situation happen where you feel like you know someone really well, but you actually don't? Or like you follow someone on Instagram, or you have a friend that talks about someone so often that you feel like you know them. Have you guys ever had that happen? I had that happen one time. I follow someone on Instagram. She's like a blogger. And I didn't realize she lived locally, like in Ventura. And so, one day I went out to lunch with some friends, and I looked over, and it was this girl, this blogger that I had been following for a long time. And I felt like I knew her. So like, I didn't know what to go up and talk to her about. Because it's like, well, do I pretend that I like kind of have Insta stalked you before? Do I not pretend that I've Insta stalked you? Like, how do I do this? And so I ended up going up and saying like, hey, I follow you on Instagram. I have loved watching you like redo your house or whatever. Hi, I'm Amy, essentially is what I did. But because I had seen so much about her life, because I had followed along, and because I had heard her stories, I felt like I knew her. And that's how we feel about John when we read the book of John. Are you saying that Jesus's favorite food was coffee? I don't know if that's true. Did they have coffee in Bible times? I feel like someone needs to look that up, if they had coffee that long ago. I'm assuming they did, but you never know. But if they did, it was probably Beacon, right, Parker? I'm betting that is what your favorite coffee would be. So anyway, when we read the Gospels, and we picked John for this go around to get to know Jesus. And so today's chapter was John 9. So again, if you have your Bible, you should go ahead and flip to it because it's awesome. So the whole chunk of chapter 9 is a story of Jesus performing a miracle. So I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's long. We don't have that much time on this little Insta Live. But there's a guy who's born blind, and he's sitting in Jerusalem, and this guy is sitting there begging for money because there's no way for him to get anything except for begging for money. And he had been there long enough that a bunch of people knew who he was. And so Jesus and his followers are walking by, and the disciples, the guys who are following Jesus and learning about his way of life, ask like, okay, Jesus, why is this guy blind? Did he sin? Did he do something wrong? Did his parents do something wrong? Like, what happened? Why is he blind? And Jesus responds with, no one did anything wrong, but this happened so that the work of God may be displayed in his life. So he says, no, he didn't do anything wrong. He's like this, and then I'm going to, so that God can be displayed. And then Jesus then spits in the mud. Can you guys imagine, like a loogie in the mud, and stirs it up with a stick? I don't know. I don't touch loogies. They gross me out to no end. And then makes some mud with it and puts it on the guy's eyes and tells him to go wash off in a certain pool or a certain river. And then, hey, Megan, and then this guy goes and can see. He's healed from his blindness. And the religious leaders of the day are annoyed about this because Jesus did it on the Sabbath, which is technically supposed to be a day of no rest. And the leaders already don't like Jesus a whole lot. So they're kind of looking for any way that they can get him in trouble. So to them, he violated this law. And so they go and they try and get him in trouble. They go investigate and see who this Jesus is. They talk to the blind guy. They talk to the blind guy's parents, and kind of see. And then Jesus has an interaction with them at the end. But this is an amazing story of Jesus having compassion on this guy. He heals him. This guy in ancient Jewish culture, having a disability or having some sort of disformity or not being able to see or hear is a really big hardship, even more so than it is now, because culturally there weren't things that adapted to them. Like, he had to be a beggar because he couldn't see. There wasn't Braille. There wasn't like ADA approved things. It was the Sabbath is a day of rest. Oh, sorry, did I say that wrong? Sorry. Sabbath is a day of rest, of no work. So he worked on the Sabbath. So Jesus healed him, and people were mad. But this guy had this amazing thing happen. His life was completely transformed. And the reason it tells us that his life was transformed, the reason that Jesus changed his life by making him be able to see, was so the work of God could be seen in him, so that he would have this story, so that when he told people this story, they would see Jesus at work. They would see the glory of God. And so we're in a kind of funky time right now. We're in a time where we can't be with people. Things feel weird. There's all this racial tension going on. People are depressed and anxious because they're not in their normal routines, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's hard right now. Like, things are really, really hard. But I want to encourage you guys to see, where is God at work in this? Where is this time being used to show God's glory? What stories are you hearing where you can see Jesus at work, and you can see where God is working through these hardships so that he'll be glorified? Like, I think of how many families are now getting to eat dinner together for the first time in forever, like, and have real deep, meaningful conversation. I don't want to downplay how difficult it is right now, because it's really hard. But at the same time, Jesus is working so amazingly during this time. So we're going to spend some time in our Zoom groups. Well, first we're going to play a game in Zoom, and it's going to be awesome. And then we are going to spend some time talking about that. We're going to talk about, where do you see God at work in this time? We're going to talk about what's being done in your story that you can use to glorify God. Just because this time, yes, it kind of is like a break for everyone, but that doesn't mean God's not working. So go ahead and jump onto Zoom. The link is in our bio, and we will meet you on there. I think Gabby's already on there. and we will play a game. So jump on Zoom. So the number should be going down. Boop, 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 boop. So jump on Zoom, play a game, and then you can win either Chick-fil-A or a pizza delivered to your house. And then we will spend some time discussing John and how we seek God at work. So I will see you guys there. Talk to you later, friends.